Hello, my loves. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome into this reading for the new moon in Virgo. So if you are new to my readings, hello and welcome in. It may feel aligned for you to check out my how to get the most out of my readings tutorial video. It'll take you through a deep dive into how to get the most out of what we're doing here. It's not necessary, but the invitation is there for you. For those who are not new, hello and welcome back in. It means a lot for me to have you here. I really enjoy supporting the loved ones that I have in this life, all of the human collective that tunes in. And it's really a great gift to be able to support you this way. So thank you so much for being here. And it's an honor to support you through this beautiful process that's unfolding. So let's talk about new moon energy. The moon becomes new every 28 days. Every time it's in a different place in the sky. So it's in a different astrological sign. So what this means is every month we get to start anew and we get to focus on something different every month. I like to, in my videos, dive deep into where this moon phase really wants us to focus. We'll get into that in a minute, but let's talk a little bit about the Virgo energy. Virgo is the archetype of the maiden. It's a very helpful, precise, reliable, analytical, and observant vibration. If you want to learn more about Virgo and how it influences your chart, please check out my Virgo solar readings. Those will help you understand where this energy is in your life and help you expand on that energy in a deeper way. So it's very interesting here that this moon phase is happening in 4 degrees, 4 minutes of Virgo. It's a very precise degree point. It's also happening on August 27th at 4:17. There's some interesting things going on with these numbers as well. The most interesting is that 1 plus 7, the 17, equals 8. So you have 4 and then you have an 8. And 8, of course, reduces to 4. And we also have the 4 degrees, 4 minutes. So it's kind of an echoing of that. There's a lot of other little nuances here, but we won't dive into those. I just thought it was really cute how the Virgo energy was like, I'm going to be very precise here. The 4 is a very stable, reliable number as well. So it's very interesting that that's the number that's kind of being highlighted and focused by the Virgo energy. Now, a moon phase typically goes from one new moon to another new moon, unless there's an eclipse, but we'll talk about those when they happen. So for this moon phase, the cycle is from August 27th until September 25th. So the reading that we're doing here, the advice for it is going to be valid for you during that cycle, during that phase. So this is the time frame with which to keep this advice at the forefront of your mind. There's going to be 2 readings for you. We're going to be drawing an affirmation card from the Super Attractor deck, and you're going to get 2 affirmations, most of you. There's 2 different things that the Virgo energy wanted us to look up. I think this is because they want to be very precise and give you very specifically directed affirmations and guidance with how this moon phase is showing up for you. So the 2 things that they want you to be aware of and relate this advice to are, the first one is the degree point that the moon is happening for you. So Virgo, you're looking for this symbol, the M with the little, I look at it as like legs crossed, because the maiden crosses her legs. I don't know, that's how it works in my head. It's at 4 degrees, 4 minutes. So let's stop there. If you do not know how to find where Virgo 4 degrees, 4 minutes happens in your chart, please take a break. Please go ahead and watch my tutorial video for how to find your birth information on astro.com. It's definitely worth diving deep into this information because it'll help you understand how to read your chart, how to interact with my readings moving forward, and it'll just give you a little bit more understanding of the birth chart itself and how it applies to you. If you do not know your birth time, a lot of people stop when they hear that they need their birth time because they don't know it. I have a tutorial video that'll take you through that process. Please go ahead and do that because it's so important for you to be able to work with this information, this blueprint of what was going on in the astrological weather when you first took your breath into this life. Okay, so you're going to be looking for what house Virgo 4 degrees 4 minutes occurs in your chart. if you have trouble figuring this out after you've watched that tutorial video, please reach out to me. I will give you some help and assistance. So you're looking for the house that Virgo 4 degrees 4 minutes shows up. You're going to watch the tutorial video for that. So if you're not in that video yet, that's fine. All of these introductions are the same. You're going to watch the reading that aligns with the house and aligns with where the moon was when you were born, which sign. So you're looking for this symbol, the moon symbol, on your astrological chart, and you're looking for what sign it was in when you were born. Again, you should be able to understand and find this if you watch that tutorial video. If not, again, you can go ahead and ask questions. All right, my loves, now it's time to dive deeper into your reading. So go ahead and watch the one for your house first, and then go ahead and watch the one for your moon sign second. So this video is for you if Virgo 4 degrees 4 minutes happens in your 5th house, or if the moon was in Leo when you were born. I'm going to draw the card here. It's going to be relevant for both of you, and then I'll dive into how to apply it to either the house or the moon alignment. Let's see what your affirmation is. Give me a second here. And this is the Super Attractor deck by Gabrielle Bernstein. Really powerful affirmations here. Here it is. When I am in a state of appreciation, I'm in vibrational alignment with my true nature. Woohoo! I really love this affirmation. When I am in a state of appreciation, I am in vibrational alignment with my true nature. Yes, yes. Okay. So for you, I would definitely say gratitude practice this month is key. No matter what else you do, even if you don't repeat this affirmation, definitely practice gratitude, because it's guiding you back to the awareness, the understanding that when you're appreciating life, that's actually your natural state. Like a kid, think about how much a kid appreciates its hand when it first discovers it, right? It's like, wow, this is so cool. And when was the last time you looked at your hand? You're like, wow, this is so awesome. But that's actually your natural state of being, right? This world kind of trains us out of that appreciation because, well, lots of things take us away from that. And it's time to get back to that right now. That's what this new moon in Virgo is really guiding you back to that childlike innocence. The energy of Virgo is the energy of the virgin, the energy of the innocent child. So that is where you're being guided back to. Now, what does a gratitude practice mean? Well, there's a couple things you can do, and you can come up with your own one if you have one. You can keep a journal by your bed, and at night, before you go to sleep, write 3 things you're grateful for. Or you can do the gratitude falling asleep practice, which is simply, instead of thinking about everything that's going on in your life before you go to sleep, or everything that you need to go do tomorrow, instead of thinking about all those things, just think about what you're grateful for. I'm so grateful for this pillow. I'm so grateful for this roof. I'm so grateful for the food I had today. I'm so grateful for the people in my life today. I'm so grateful for this breath. I'm so grateful for whatever. Thinking of things you're grateful for, run those through your mind until you fall asleep. Okay? Those are 2 different ways to be grateful. You can also just go throughout your day and be like, I'm super grateful. One thing that I have been doing recently is saying, this is really satisfying. Like whenever something's really satisfying to me, I just say it out loud. I'm like, wow, this cloud formation's really satisfying. Or wow, this meal I'm having is really satisfying. Or that workout was really satisfying. Or that conversation was really satisfying. And I actually say it out loud so that I take ownership of the satisfaction that I'm feeling. And I give myself permission to feel that satisfaction. I remember one point my inner child was like, is it okay that I feel satisfied by the feeling of the shower and the water running down me? And I said, of course it is, little girl. I just was like having this moment with my inner being, and it was like kind of like, is it okay to be satisfied by things? And I was like, yes, of course it is. But we are so trained out of like being satisfied by the world. Like, what do we talk about most times with people? What we're dissatisfied with, right? We're kind of annoyed by the person at the table next to us who's just like, oh, this is so good. Life is so good. Wasn't that so nice? Like, we actually look down on that energy sometimes. But this is our true state of being. And this solar this lunar month, we're getting back to that. I said solar, so if you haven't watched the Virgo solar readings, you definitely want to go ahead and watch that, because that's going to also help you tap into your innocent nature, that Virgo archetype, that maiden energy, and give you a little bit more guidance on how to embrace this part of you. Yes. Okay. I think that's all I have for this part. I'm going to dive into how this relates to the house alignment. And if you're here for the Moon in Leo reading, then just scroll ahead to that part of this video. Okay, so this new moon in Virgo, 4 degrees 4 minutes, is happening in your 5th house. This means you're getting pinged by this new moon in the house of pleasure. Give me a second. I got a itchy eye. So usually when you have eye things, I'm just going to bring it up because it happened. It means that you're not seeing through the eyes of love. Okay? So again, maybe the state of appreciation is to help you see through the eyes of appreciation. But anyway, the 5th house is the area of your life that represents pleasure. Fun, games, hobbies, first child, casual vibes with other people. This is the place in your life where this advice is specifically valid. So when it comes to being pleasured in life, you're not going to get pleasure from what you're doing if you're not expressing appreciation for what is right here in your life right now. So you're being guided to dive into the pleasure part of your life, to receive those joys that through the hobbies, through fun, through games, through this Leo energy, because the 5th house is ruled by Leo. That's why these two are part of the same reading, because I'm subtly starting to teach you guys a little bit more about astrology and how it works, but not quite specifically right now. But anyway, you are being invited to bring appreciation into your focus with this lunar phase, a new appreciation of life, because that's going to activate your pleasure center. You're going to have more fun, have more pleasure in your life this month. You're receiving a restart when it comes to this area of your life, and it's going to come through that appreciation practice that you're going to commit yourself to this month. Whatever it is that you want to do, whatever feels good and right to you, choose something, write it down, commit to it, put it on your index card, put it on a post-it note, get it someplace you can see, write this down, draw a picture of this, some way that you are really anchoring in this information and committing to the practice. So my readings always come with kind of homework, because if you're not applying it in your life, it's just like, oh, that made me feel good for 5 seconds and let me move on with my day, right? I'm really guiding you back to your own processes and taking charge of the energy of your life. And you have to do that through change, because if you don't change anything, nothing changes. Okay? I think that's all I have for you, 5th house. Appreciation is going to help you have more pleasure. Who doesn't want more pleasure? It's actually your true nature to be in a state of joy, be in a state of pleasure, and you're being invited with this beautiful maiden Virgo archetype to get back into that childlike pleasure. Kids are just, everything's a game with kids, right? Everything's pleasurable to kids. Well, when their needs are being met. So this is the vibration you're being invited back into. And I think it's really sweet, and I'm excited to see how your moon reading also applies to this. It may apply or it may be totally different, but go ahead and watch your moon sign video now. You can just scroll ahead to the card reading part and then scroll ahead to the sign reading part. You don't have to watch this whole video all over again, okay? And that's all I have for you, 5th house. As always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste. Okay, so the moon was in Leo when you were born. Let's talk about this. That means the moon, which represents your emotions, was in the energy of the lion. So this means that your emotions are most aligned, are most healthily expressed when they're in the archetype of Leo, the lion. This is very dramatic, very generous, very confident, very expressive, and encouraging. This is a beautiful energy. This is kind of like the drama queen of the zodiac. This is a fire sign, so your emotions are fire. Not only are they fire, they're full fire. It's like the roaring flame, baby. Not only that, but your emotions are, it's fire, and I'm trying to think, it's fixed fire. Okay, so this is a very fixed energy. You're just gonna burn, and it's just gonna be how you are, baby. Like, there's no other way around it. This is a fixed fire. Okay, the full fire, like I was saying. So you're being invited with this new moon phase, this emotional alignment, to dive into your Leo emotions even deeper through the lens of the Virgo archetype, which is saying to you that when you're in a state of appreciation, you're aligning with your true nature. So it actually feels like that lioness roar that wants to come through is the roar of appreciation. Yes, that's your true nature. Your heart loves to appreciate things, like with the energy of a lion, okay? And as you start to appreciate things, this is so satisfying. This is so satisfying. This is so satisfying. Be dramatic about it this month. Be generous with what you're giving to others this month. Be confident. And when I say month, I mean lunar phase, okay? Till the 25th of September. Be encouraging and expressive when it comes to your appreciation. Pick one of those appreciation practice, stick with it, and let yourself embody it in your heart with that lioness energy. See how it plays out for you. Let me know. Comment on this, how it's playing out for you. You may or may not relate this back to the house reading, depending on which house Virgo 4 degrees 4 minutes happened for you. They may be related, they may not be related. But when it comes to your emotions, this month, you're getting a new start. You're getting a permission slip to be annoyingly appreciative. So if people aren't annoyed by how appreciative you are not doing your job. You are not applying this message. You want to annoy people with how happy you are. That is your goal this month. Okay? Feel free to comment as always. And thank you for being here. And as always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste.